It's 9 a.m. so let's get to work. I'm in my studio space that is not finished yet, but it is finished enough to work in. I've got plans for this space, mostly just kind of making it look cute. So all the tables will have some kind of like ruffle tablecloth on it, so I still need to make 2 more of those. Plus I have another table that isn't in here yet, and I'm thinking maybe setting it up in this large empty space, or taking over this space where my kids like to hang out and put a big table there, just like another little work area. So thinking about that. Definitely need to add curtains, because at nighttime you can just see right in, and I'm right like on the road, like when people pass, and like, you know, if people are sitting on their front porches, they are just watching me. So which is a little unnerving because I can't see who can see me. Plus also I need the curtains because of my projector. It is way too bright in here with all these windows. Not today because it's a little cloudy today, but usually it's way too bright in here with the windows, even with the lights turned off. So that is another reason I need curtains. I need these cabinets hung up, and then I need like the bottom cabinets, like the floor cabinets, they need, what's it called, like a counter on them, so I don't have counters yet. And then these boxes all need to be gone through and then put in those cabinet spaces. So that's kind of why it's junky over here. And then I love my desk, but it's like, I don't know if I want to paint it, maybe. And then I want to paint these shelves also, maybe. But I don't hate the color either. So I don't know if I just want to paint everything to make it vibe or what, but that's it. But these 2 tables for sure need a table covering, so then they can be all cutesy. This table over here also has a covering. This was the first one I did. This is like my heat press table. And I just like it. I love ruffles. It's cute. And then I can just put stuff under there. That box still needs to be emptied out. It's just t-shirts, like a bunch of t-shirts. So I don't know what to do with them. And I don't know what to do with this clothing rack because it's just in the way. I don't know. This whole place is a mess. All right, but I gotta get to work. So I have 7 open orders right now. And when you're talking like Etsy and stuff like that, 7 doesn't sound like a lot of orders, but when you hand make everything and it takes about a whole day to make 1 or 2 outfits, it's a lot. So, and my turnaround time is very quick compared to others. I really want to get better at like creating content, but I don't feel like my space is aesthetically pleasing enough yet, like especially this. So it gives me kind of the like a fear of like people will be like, why do I want that? Also, I don't love, like, I like when I have time to like get dressed and ready and cute in the morning, but sometimes I don't, like, and then I feel self-conscious about that as well. So maybe like getting over my fears will be helpful to me, or maybe I'll edit this and then realize like it's worse than I thought. My hair just like, it needs washed and all that, and you know, I could go in and wash my hair right now because I don't have kids right now. Everyone's at school, but then I don't get to work, and if I don't get to work, nothing gets done. So it's like, balance is, I don't know her. I've never met it balanced. I'm making a Winnie the Pooh inspired dress. So this will be like the little bodice part. I think this is a size 9 to 12 months. So it's a little bitty thing. Most of these are first birthday dresses. Sometimes people order second birthday. And I think I'm going to change my listing, or maybe just create a new listing. So there'll be like a first birthday one, a second birthday one, and then like a generic one that you can input what number, or you can like choose from the drop down what number you want on it, because this pattern actually goes up to a size 5. So if somebody wanted it, it's like a pinafore. So I wouldn't particularly think like an older kid would want it, but I think up to size 5 would be fine. I'm using my little Cricut mini press when I just do like little things like this. So I sewed it together, and now I just need to press it the right way and then top stitch, and I just like it. I could do it without pressing, but it just looks so much better when you press it. And I am just yapping. Also, my sweatshirt I made, and I put it on Etsy as well, and I haven't sold one on Etsy. Well, now I have, but prior to this week I hadn't sold one on Etsy. But somebody messaged me last week and asked if I could make a different team, like different it would say Packers instead of Chiefs, and then the colors would be like gold and green. And I said, absolutely, I can. And so she ordered that, and then somebody else just ordered a regular Chiefs one. So I need to work on that. My next order that I'm working on is the Packers one, because that's the next one that's due. And so I'm kind of excited to get working on that, because this is really fun for me, like quilting and stuff. It takes a lot more time, and I will probably raise the prices of it soon, because the price of this sweatshirt itself is pretty high. And then like I try to use scrap fabrics, but if I don't have enough of the right colors, which I did not for the Packers one, then I have to buy fabric. If it's not on sale that week, that's a problem. And I don't know what everyone else is doing. Like, Joann's is gone, so we don't have very many options for fabric, at least like in store, on hand fabric, and ordering it is sometimes a nightmare. Like, it definitely takes too long most of the time, and unless you like know the fabric, you don't know what it feels like. Pictures sometimes make it look different. So we have a Hobby Lobby in town, which I love. Hobby Lobby, you could catch me there any day of the week. Their fabric selection is not the best. They don't have very much, because that's not their like niche. They have some fabric because they're like a general crafting store. Joann's was a fabric store that also did other crafts. This is a craft store. Hobby Lobby is a craft store that dabbles in fabric. And then same with Michael's. We also have a Michael's. I've never had any luck at Michael's at all. So what are we doing for fabric? Like, just general fabric. Anyway, I put this together. This is together now. And so let's add the straps. Let me bring over my whole thing. When I cut fabric, or like when I have an order, I label these baskets with the order number, the size of whatever, and then like what it is. So this is a Pooh dress and it's gonna say 1 on it. And then if it has elastic or like whatever, I write that on the side so I know what to cut. And then I put in here everything that I'm going to need for the project. So I have the cutout fabric in here. I have the heat transfer vinyl that I already cut. So when I go to put this on, I just have to pull off, I just have to weed it, is what it's called. I have the elastic in here. So this is like good to go. And then I keep it all together. So when I batch it, which I do at the beginning of the week, on like a Monday, I will just the whole day prep orders. So I will cut all the fabric, I will cut all the elastic, I will cut all the heat transfer vinyl, and then I can put them in their baskets that are labeled, and I can keep all the orders together. And that's what works for me right now. If I got like 50 orders a week, which would not be sustainable for me, I couldn't do that, I have to hire people. But if I got 50 orders a week, these baskets wouldn't work because they would take up my entire cutting station. But when I get like 5 to 12 orders a week, which is sustainable for me, this just takes up like the back portion of my cutting table, so it doesn't affect it too much. All right, I need to grab out the straps. When you first start like a new pattern, I would label everything. So like I would put one of those little tiny sticky notes on here and clip it, and it would say straps. But now that I've done this specific pattern probably 40 times, because this is the same pattern I do for, like, I do a Barney one and a Sesame Street one, and then I also make my daughter like stuff. So, oh, and I made a school one. Somebody here in town wanted one because her husband coaches football at the local high school, and so she wanted her like little 3-month-old baby to have one with their like logos and stuff on it. It was super cute. Anyway, so I've made a million of these, so I don't have to label them anymore. I just kind of know what's what. Okay, these are actually a little wrinkly, so I'm gonna take them over to my ironing table. The cool part about this table is that I put like some batting in here so that it's heat resistant, and so I can just iron straight on the cloth. So it's like a thicker top, and I don't have to lay out a mat or an ironing board. I do have an ironing mat, but I don't have to use it. I could just do it straight on the table, which I love. Love, love. I got a new phone yesterday, and I got a new phone plan because I was still on my childhood phone plan, so my grandmother's phone plan actually. And I decided, I'm in my 30s, probably need my own phone plan, so I switched like carriers and everything, but I said I wanted my same phone number, and they were like, absolutely. And they did the whole like transferring from one iPhone to the other iPhone at the store for me, but my number has not changed to the new iPhone yet. And so I think it's been almost a day, at like 1 p.m. It will have been like a whole day. So if it's not transferred, over by then, I think I'm gonna have to go back and like have them look at it. They said give it like 24 hours and then go back. So that's what I'm gonna do. But hopefully it just works out really well and transfers, and then I can have my phone, because this phone, the one I'm filming on right now, is actually my old phone, and it's paid off, so I don't even have to like trade it in or anything. So my plan is to maybe use one of the phones for filming content and like editing the content and like posting and stuff, like a work phone without like it actually needing calling and texting. Although with Apple iCloud stuff, you can still basically text everyone from your iCloud account. Anyway, I'm adding the straps. I have The Life of a Showgirl, like the album, just on repeat in my head. I really like it. It is not where I'm at in my life. I'm probably still on the inside a tortured poet, but I want to be a showgirl. You know, like I want to be like where she's at as far as like happiness, love, blah, blah, blah. And so it is a very good album and I love it. And it is fun, and I bop around and like pretend I'm a showgirl, you know? I've got the straps attached here to the bodice, so I'm just gonna sew them up. I don't know what I was gonna say. All right. Okay, I have the straps like attached, so now I need to go back over and to the ironing table and press them open like this so they actually look like straps, and then I will top stitch here down each one so that they're like stuck together. And after that, after I iron them, top stitch, then it'll be time to add the decal to the front of this. So. I am working on the ruffles now. I got the edges folded over about 1/4 of an inch twice. So now I'm gonna top stitch the edges to kind of hem it. And then we're going to gather the ruffles onto the straps. I hate gathering. It's not my favorite. I have a gathering foot I just got, but I have not messed with it or practiced with it, and I haven't had time to mess with it or practice with it. The heater just turned on. So hopefully eventually I can get time to mess with it, learn how to use the ruffler foot, and then it won't be such a drag. But right now, it's a drag. I hate gathering, but it's all right. It's all right. We'll do it. I have to do it. It's literally every single outfit I make has a ruffle, except the boy outfits, so. So I got the dress done. I was like cleaning up the threads and I laid it out and I'm like, oh, it's done. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's missing the patch. I put a little Pooh patch on it. I'm gonna put the dress and the patch over on my ironing table so that when I get back, that'll be the first thing that I do. Then I can bulk make some bows. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 yellow bows and no red bows. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 7 red bows. And then once all of the bows run out, I'm gonna take the bows off of the listing and see if they still sell, like the dress still sells without the bows. Because every picture I've seen of people like with their kids dressed up in the dress, like they'll post review pictures and they're so adorable, but they're not wearing like these, they're wearing their own bows because they probably picked them out for their party theme and stuff. So, and these aren't, I mean, these are just really plain basic. They were just like add-ons. So if people aren't using them, then it's a waste of time and money for me. So don't need to be doing that. So I'll just take the bows off, leave it at the same price, and see if it does fine. And if people really are needing the bows with it, then I can do that. Or if someone messages me and is like, can you make a bow? I'll be like, I can make the most basic bow in the entire world, and that's it. It's not my forte. I'm not a bow maker. There are really talented bow makers in this world. I could do it, but I don't have time to like mess around and practice. And practice makes perfect.